Welcome to the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm Michelle Wright, your host and fellow traveler on this journey of self-discovery. This podcast is designed for women navigating life transitions and yearning to embrace their true selves. I'll be sharing my personal journey from navigating the complexities of divorce and blending families to reshaping my career to something that resonates with my soul. With 3 decades as a teacher and mentor, I'm here to share insights, heartfelt stories, and practical strategies. Together, we'll explore how to cultivate self-love and create the vibrant, fulfilling life you deserve. Join me each week as we dive deep into the art of living authentically. Welcome to the Lead with Your Soul podcast, and I'm your host, Michelle Wright, and we're here for the February Messages for Your Soul. So today I'm pulling cards looking at February. If you don't have a journal out or some tea or coffee, take some time to do that or get your phone ready so that you can take down some notes. It is so important that you take the hits and the information that's coming to you as I describe the cards and my messages that are coming from Spirit. So together, we're just going to take a deep breath in. Just call in our spirit team, call in our guides, so that we can get the intuitive messages we know how to navigate the energies for the month of February. If you haven't heard the last podcast, it was with my beautiful Charlene, and we talked about eclipses happening in February. We also then touched on the conjunctions that are happening. So February, astrologically, and then even the beginning of March, has some big shifts and changes. Other astrologers have called it an initiation. It is the beginning of changes, the beginning of becoming who we are meant to be. And this can happen in tower moments where everything suddenly shifts, or you've been working on it for a while. So it's a continual shifting and affirmation of the role and road that you are taking. It depends on where you're at and how you take this. But we know as we lean in and we put our hand on our heart and live in this heart-centered, soul-connected way, that everything is happening for us as we move forward. It's not for fear and anxiety. It's not this dualistic view that only good things can happen. Ultimately, you and I are looking to become the most authentic version of ourselves that is steeped and just surrounded with joy, happiness, and love. And to get there can be a tricky and crunchy road at times, because in order to get to true self-love and self-acceptance and self-compassion, it requires that we shift some of our core beliefs, our triggers, the way we respond to the world. And so this month, I'm going to get the insights that can help us in knowing how to respond, in knowing how to lean in for our greatest good and our highest potential. You might need to listen to this a few times, and you might need to recognize that the energies shift and change throughout the month. So lean into the heart of the message and allow your intuition to give you the how-to of the message in that specific moment. I'm now going to switch down to my camera so you can see the cards. I always love to start with some cards already pulled for our overview. We have the Lantern Oracle, and this one is so beautiful. Wisdom in play. Our intuition knows more than we do. So it's about playing, it's about trusting, it's going out there and finding ways that you can move, you can explore, you can just play and have fun, because you're going to get the sense of it as you move along. Because in the beginning, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know the road. We don't know the pathway. So we have to play with it. We have to noodle with it. And with Neptune, with Saturn, there's a lot of not knowing. And we have structure and dreaminess, and just they're conjunct at the end of February. So we have a sense of going, but then we don't have a sense of going. So the answer is to play and to have fun. The next piece with the old magic away oracle is your heart. Stay connected to your heart. And I know today when I did my copy and cards, one of the messages that came up was about emotions and really recognizing your ebb and flow of emotions, and use your emotions and your body and your heart as a way of connecting to your soul and what's happening. So when you're seeing this ebb and flow, how do you stay grounded? If you've got so much energy burning out, what can you go play? Can you go play a game? Can you go for a walk? Can you move your body to expend all of this different energy that's going around? It's like weather. Astrology is like weather. So if you've been in a snowstorm, then by playing, it's like putting on a coat, putting on your mittens. You're just finding a way to deal with this energy and staying heart-centered, knowing in your heart what is true. So when you're in anger and you're in frustration and you're in sadness, and I know for me, those are protective patterns and triggers emotionally. So I have to be aware for myself when I'm in that, because I'm coming from a sense of not knowing. I'm coming from a sense of feeling a lack of control. And so those emotions are red flags for me, and they help me to recognize, okay, stop, Michelle. Just breathe. I need you to breathe. I need you to shift. And I literally sit in my chair if I'm in the middle of a conversation with my husband, and I just stop. I just breathe. And sometimes I need to get up and actually move, because then I shift the energy. Sometimes it can help. I can shift my mood by listening to different music. And staying heart connected is my goal. Staying balanced and centered when everything around me seems to be shifting. That's what we're going to be working towards. Are we always going to do it? No. So with deep self-love, deep compassion, you just recenter, re-embody yourself, and connect back to your emotions with curiosity. And for our numerology, we have 33, communication. And it is going to be so important how we communicate. So as the different energy and weather can become challenging for different people, because who knows what's happening in their life. There are karmic shifts that happen in solar eclipses and lunar eclipses. There are big planets shifting in February. So the weather can be challenging, and how we communicate to ourselves and to other people is going to be important. Taking a beat. And when I mean that, it's that idea of, if you find that you're responding to an email or something on your socials, maybe respond in 24 hours. If it's not with light and love, and it's with perhaps frustration or anger, or hit a trigger, watch your communication. And for me, I am also leaning into, this is my communication to my heart. Really connecting to my body, understanding my emotions with curiosity and compassion. And communicating, okay, I wonder, so through curiosity, I'm thinking and I'm observing myself, trying to figure out what is happening for me here. And what does it offer me? What is happening for me? What is the offer? And that communication of connecting with yourself and connecting with your own heart, your own intuition, and actually pulling back sometimes and being the observer of your communication within yourself and to others is going to be important. That's what's coming in. Pulling back to that observer. And we have the Tao Oracle from the I Ching. difficulty in the beginning. So this is a beginning. This is an initiation. It's a karmic shift. And they're talking about it in big shifts, so big energy. So that means it can be difficult. I'm going to read the words in case any of these words connect with you or bring an image or guidance for you from your spirit team. Growing pains, doubts and fears, awkwardness, becoming stronger, vulnerability, inexperience. That is so important, isn't it? There's difficulties in the beginning. I am still trying to figure out at times Instagram. I'm trying to still figure out podcasting. So recognizing that the beginner mind is being kind to yourself, because as you start something new, as you journey down a new path, a new way of thinking, a new pattern of perhaps connecting and talking with your heart, in the beginning, it's awkward and challenging and you don't know how to deal with it. So be kind and compassionate with yourself and with those around you. And then my soul cards. I love these ones. These ones, you look at the image and you look at the colors and how they speak to you. And I see these two faces. And for me, this is the spirit team, my spirit team just looking down and talking to me as I make space in my day to connect to my heart and therefore connect to my spirit team and source energy and the collective. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to communicate and heal my own heart and my own way and communicate with myself on how I want to move forward. I'm conscious that every thought of love, every thought of compassion and forgiveness I have for myself extends out into the collective. Our personal healing has a collective healing. And at this time in the world, we need a lot of that. So just putting your hand on your heart and sending out this love for this earth, the people in it, the challenges that different people are experiencing, and just doing that with kindness is important. And I have the red. So this comes down to, for me, that's our root chakra. That's our sense of tribe. And it's connecting to really, it's going to be shifting the very roots of where we are. And it's going to get us to consider tribes in a different way, consider who we're connected to in a different way. We are hardwired in our brains to, in order to process all the information we do, it's called Gestaltism and Gestaltism. And what it is it's this putting things into big categories, right? Animals, plants, and therefore we put people into big categories as well. And sometimes when we do that, we can create an us and a them, and we lose the nuance of individuality. And this is really going back and communicating clearly that first and foremost, we're all human spirits here on earth, and we're all doing the best that we can in this human form, and we're all at different places on our journey. So really working with compassion and love for ourselves and those around us, and recognizing that this is an opportunity to connect with like-minded tribes and groups and people that are going to bring you forward in a positive way. So to explore that for yourself, to bring in that connection of tribe in this new evolution of yourself. And that might be having boundaries as you shift in different ways. And it might just be opening up and being curious about others' way of thinking, communicating, and understanding the world. And through that, you gain a deeper sense of how you fit and where you fit. Okay, we're going to put this up here because these are our guiding cards. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing my 4 lines. So the first line with the Light Seer Tarot by Chris Ann Donnelly. And if you're interested, I did do videos for these so that you can see the decks and you can see why I chose them. I just put that on my YouTube because I had some people interested in knowing about that. So you can go there. And if you haven't, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe as I continue to add more videos to my collection in the podcast. So this line is about what is the energy that's coming in from January and the energy that we're bringing into the beginning of February. So we have the Seven of Pentacles. Pentacles is the suit of earth. It's the suit of everyday living. So our homes, our work, our families, our finances. And Seven of Pentacles is about planting and then in that anticipation of what is to come. January has been a month of often people start the year in January, a sense of what is it we want to bring in? What's happening? We finished 2025, so 2026. What is the energy we're bringing in? I did, looking at the energy of 2026. So, what have we been planting? What is it that you are nurturing for yourself in your own becoming? And if you haven't thought about that, this is a wonderful reminder to say, who is it that you want to become? What are the choices? What are you looking at from a relationship perspective, a health perspective, a career perspective, a love perspective, a happiness perspective, a fulfillment perspective, a service perspective? There's so many different ways that you can do it. What are you looking for? What are you growing? And it's talking about making sure that you have this first and foremost, knowing what you're growing. And then we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Every card reader reads reverses different. I read them. This card came in, so is the energy coming in? Is the energy going out, or is it blocked? And Ten of Swords, I actually have the energy coming in. There's going to be some challenges and some endings. So Ten of Swords, swords is the suit of air, communication, our thinking, and how we think to ourselves. And this month, there's going to be some challenges. And typically the Ten of Swords has someone laying on the ground with 10 swords sticking in them, and they have blood going everywhere. The Ten of Swords, I see this energy coming in. And this energy is really inviting us to recognize that there's endings. So wherever there's a beginning, there's an ending. And that's what the Ten of Swords is about. And sometimes it's a painful ending and it's hard to go through it. So it might be a breakup. It might be a shift in your thinking. It might be a shift in how you eat. And painful breakup with my cheese and crackers. But I say that in jest, and yet there's a truth in it, is that it is hard to shift and change. And in doing it, in shifting and changing, to start a new beginning, we must end something. So in order to begin, you must end. And this is a card that's been talking about what has been ending. What has been ending from 2025? What has been ending since January? Because if you're planting something new, what's ending? And the beautiful piece of this artist, how they decided to depict the card, is this person has come up from laying with 10 swords inside of them, and they are walking into the light. Because that's what happens. You end, and now you begin again. And we move into Page of Swords. There's going to be, I already see it for myself, there's going to be a need to learn more, to understand more about yourself, about the astrology that's going on, about what you're planting and how it's impacting you or what you're bringing in. And today I also had this in its reverse in my coffee and cards. And it also talked about Are you stuck in your thinking? Are you a know-it-all? So when you look at the highest or lowest vibration of this card, if you're not moving forward, learning about how to be in this beginner mind, learning about recognizing when we end something and starting at something new, we have to learn. So we have to begin with that learning and that enthusiasm of learning and not be stuck in our thinking. And that requires curiosity. It requires discipline of our mind, because I can tell you it is hard to move out of the way I am thinking at times. And I have to catch myself with loving forgiveness and compassion and move forward. I now have Colette Baron Reed just looking at what she has for the energy of this. And it is Dove Spirit. Be peace. So you're bringing peace. So that even though there's lots of shifts and changes, it's not to be scared of it. It is your becoming. It's coming in the highest good for yourself. So where can you find your peace? And I'm thinking, like, if you've had something very quick, like tower moments happen in your life, you have to find moments to find peace and take care of yourself in the chaos that might ensue. I find when I'm starting something new, I am more exhausted than I ever was because my brain is sore. I can be more frustrated, so I'm really working on my emotional regulation because it's not going as well as it has in the past because it's new. So I have to, in order to think about being at peace, build in aspects that are going to help keep me grounded, keep me at peace, and keep me connected to the energy of who I'm becoming, connected to this here. So I'm at peace and I'm surrendering. I have what's coming in is also that surrendering of your connection to source. There is peace because you know you're not doing this alone. There's peace. You don't know where it's going. And in the beginning, some of this is going to be confusing. We have to trust and use that trust through prayer, through just hand on your heart and saying, you know what? I know this is going to work out. I have no idea how, but I believe in the magic of the universe. I believe in the magic of me. And I have to find a way to connect into playing, into finding some sort of joy. Play crib. I don't know. What's your jam? Find joy, find way to find that peace for yourself. Our next line over here is now going to be the challenges. And often challenges, we're like, no. And challenges are really what's coming in, that part of what we can release, part of what we need to be curious about. So for our expansion. And they may not be challenges for you, or they may be challenges for you. So it's for you to really connect into this and kind of do a check, or maybe different things came up as a challenge. So the first one is the Judgment card. And the second one is 7 of Wands. And the third one is Page of Cups. Now, Judgment is a major arcana. Judgment is in the major arcana, there is 0 to 21. So it's the second last card. Judgment is that it's alluding to Judgment Day when the angel is playing the trumpet and it's coming. This is the end of it. Everything that you've been creating, it's coming. I love, and I'm going to put it in here because I love her, Chrisanne. I love her depiction of Judgment because her depiction is about an awakening into who we are coming. So Judgment is about discerning at this point because it's the ending of this cycle. It's the ending over here. So what are you taking with you? What are you becoming at this karmic, beautiful level? And owning that and saying, this is my awakening. This is my judgment. This is how I am going to choose to move forward. And this is what it's going to look like for me. And this is where I like this one. Same card, Judgment, but you can see She is moving in, and she's becoming this dancer. She's becoming free. She's awakening into this new version of herself. And this is that judgment card, that real, because the next one, number 21, is the world. It means it's the end of the cycle. So what are you letting go of? What are you keeping forward? What are you bringing in? So this is your challenge, really understanding what you're really taking care of and nurturing to grow in yourself. Who is it you're becoming? This next part is talking to us about the Seven of Wands. Wands are the suit of fire, and it's the suit of passion and creativity. And the Seven of Wands is an energy about just looking at your own journey. In other depictions, they actually have the Seven of Wands pointing right at the person. And it's looking at taking care of yourself, not worrying and putting protections and boundaries in place so that you are safe. What this means for me as I connect with my spirit team is when you have something new and it's a fresh shoot, it's so fragile. So if you don't water it, if you have the cold weather get on it, it will kill it. So be careful. Protect your newness. Protect yourself in the beginning and share with the people in your tribe that you can trust. And this might even be for me, I might be journaling it a lot first. I do a lot of journaling with deep emotions and letting go of emotions. And I journal and I write, but I also will vlog. So I speak it out and I record it on my phone because it's not ready for everybody else. I'm protecting myself in that newness. And sometimes we go out to the world saying, well, who do you say I am? And in this new version, maybe some people aren't in this awakening as part of their lives, and maybe they're just ignoring it and in victim consciousness. And so then when you say, who do you say I am? They might say, you are not worthy, you are this, you are that. And it's quite negative. So it is a positive approach of moving forward with you knowing who you are and anchoring into you. Having good, solid boundaries, knowing when to share, when not to share. And you're going to trust this from a deep sense of intuition and embodiment. And if you make the mistake and you share with someone you shouldn't, I need you just to compassionately take care of yourself and then put up the boundaries. The next thing, Page of Cups. Have fun. Cups is the suit of water. It's the suit of emotion. It is the suit of joy. And this often, the Page of Cups is, one artist depicts it as pigs are flying. It's about enjoying, floating around, exploring in this new, playing around. So this is going to be the challenge because there's going to be crunchiness and you're not going to want to play. It's going to be like, I have to do this the right way. There is no right way. You don't know the beginning. The beginning is you have to fail forward. It is a growth mindset. Growth mindset says we actually don't learn unless we fail. Our brain puts new pathways, the more things we try. And if it doesn't work out, then we try something else. And this is what this is. Play. It is playing in a good way with your life. What do you think it might be? How could it be? And explore it. That's the fun part. And so it's a challenge for us to do that. It is a challenge to stay in that energy because failing is actually something many of us fear. And we fear that from school. We fear that from our jobs. Failing is not good. It just is. And yet our brain loves failure. Our brain says, this is how I learn. This is how I evolve. So you need to have that growth mindset, and you can look it up. There's even books about it for your own spiritual development. Start exploring, start learning. And maybe you're going to get into cards and astrology and just have fun with it. Okay, so just the energy. I have the Feywood Oracle, and I'm looking, and she has Forest Cat. Stay true to yourself. So this is the challenge. And the challenge is to stay true to yourself. And isn't that interesting that that's going to be hard for us? It's going to be hard to us to stay heart-centered. It's going to be hard for us not to look at what's going on outside and be full of fear and anxiety and worried that we're doing it wrong. It's going to be hard for us to play around and fail forward. It's going to be hard. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to the becoming. I am going to pull a surrender card. I really love a surrender card as well with this area of expansion. Surrender fear. Let go of the fearful stories you're telling yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step. And this is such a huge part of not letting our fear override us. And I know I have fear when new things are going on. We're about to shift and change, and we're going to be taking our camper and we're moving to Victoria for 2 months, and we don't know what we're doing. And I'm always a little fearful going over the Coquihalla and, all the snow with the camper on. And I have to remind myself to play. I have to remind myself of this abundance of this moment, not to worry about it. Because don't worry, if I don't have it with me in the camper, I can get it in Victoria. It's not going to be hard. And I don't know how it's going to go, but it will be fun. So I can focus on the fear, or I can focus on why we're doing this. And in our heart, it's just going to be fun. Last year, we were traveling around New Zealand and Australia in a 40-liter backpack. So we can do a lot with a whole camper with closets and everything. So we're excited and it is fun. But I can see how easy it is if you don't watch yourself to spiral into fear. Okay, the next line that we're going to do for February is really about the gifts that are coming, that are here to help you. So it's the way your spirit team is going to show up, and it's going to be the way that you're going to get your support, the way that it's going to be eased for you. So the first one is Knight of Pentacles. The next card is 10 of Pentacles. And then we have 6 of Swords. Oh, it's beautiful energy that we are being supported with. Knight of Pentacles is movement, and that earth suit, it's not fast movement. This is slow, detailed movement. So knights are always moving us from one place to another. And it really ties in with the 7 of Pentacles. So your spirit team's going to be with you. And even though there might be some quick shifts and changes for people, recognize that how you move is you are going to guide it yourself. You're going to plant the seeds. You're going to make your way forward. And 10 of Pentacles is that you're moving towards absolute abundance in relationships, abundance in finances, abundance in home and work life. 10 of Pentacles is just this rich abundance of so many levels in your life. So as you open up to becoming and you get on that horse and you move forward, it is going to, in the end, be a very abundant move for you. And 6 of Swords, that suit that was hard over here, is this movement as well from darkness into light. In this card, I don't see it as much, but this boat is talking about moving. And it's really moving away from the challenges. And as we move through February, we're going to be moving into more solid ground and understanding what we're doing in a better way. And so to trust the process, and the movement is the help. Like, this is the gift for you. Things that are changing and dropping out of your life is the gift. So see that it's happening for you and really reframe that it's not happening to you, but for you. And the card that I have is Conscious Connections. And this ties a little bit with this one. It is being very conscious about who you're connecting with. Make sure it's at a heart level. Do it with play, communicate well, and be conscious about who you're bringing into your life. And for me, I even talk about that. Be conscious about calling in your spirit team. Are you getting messages? Are you asking for messages? Are you connecting with them? Do you spend time journaling so that you can listen to what they're telling you? And for me, I need to do it through journaling. That's how my voice comes out from the spirit team, is through journaling. It's easier for my own personal development because then I can see it outside of my mind. When I'm doing it here for you guys, it's easier. I just understand because I connect to the collective energy. But when it's myself, I'm just as muddled as the rest of you. So our last one is, what are your next steps forward? What do we need to make sure that we do? And this may hurt tarot. And so let's see the next step forwards. 4 of Wands. The World. And King of Wands. So it is saying very clearly, I think for this one, when I'm leaning into it, like, is the energy coming in? I think this is a card that you need to, throughout this month, decide how you need it. Sometimes it's going to be a block because this is what I'm getting. Sometimes it's a block. The 4 of Wands is really about celebrating and taking time out to play and really recognizing what you're doing well. And it is going to come in. If you're doing all of this work, you're going to come in and you're going to be like, hey, look at the work. I've been processing. I'm ready. I'm curious. I'm heart-centered. I'm really shifting into a compassionate way of communicating with myself, with others. And so then this will be easy. If you're stuck in fear and you're frozen in time and it's hard to move forward, then this can be a block. This can be a block. But instead, celebrate. So your spirit team wants you to know, they want you to celebrate, because the card after the 20 is 21. It's the end of the cycle. This is the World card. So this February is this real ending as we cycle through those eclipses on February 17th and February 20th. There, in that time, there's some real karmic energy, and it's the end of what's been happening, so that's something new. It's the initiation of something new. So therefore, it's the end of what's old. And King of Wands is fire, passion. And the King of Wands really understands how to light their own inner fire, how to live in their heart, how to have that fire of passion and creativity not burn them up, but just really fuel their life so that they are filled with curiosity and joy. And I just see myself always when I have the King of Wands, I always see myself just following these sparkly lights, going from one passion project to the next passion project. What are you curious about? I know for me, I just bought one book on the Black Lilith moon, just to have a deeper understanding of this beautiful feminine archetype. And then I also bought a book on understanding Chiron. So Chiron is about our wounds that we come into this life to heal. And so these are my side passion projects that are just fun to learn about and understand. And I believe are going to help me in my awakening and help me heal my shadow and really embrace my shadow aspects of myself so that I can move more fully forward as a whole person, as a whole individual. And I'm just going to pull out my beautiful spirit oracle. And I am going to, I wasn't always like this, I had to create who I am, the witch. And this is about creative, lotus flower, free will. Ah, just, I get shivers when this comes, right? This is all about creation. It is all about what are you doing? You're coming to the end of things. You need to celebrate what you want to keep, what's good. You want to follow your passions, and you want to sit and create who you are becoming. Such a beautiful initiation, such a beautiful card. Okay. We're going to look with Asha Frost. This is the Medicine Oracle, and I'm just curious about what are some insights just overall for the month of February. Overall, what do we need to know? Sacred tears, expression. It's the sacredness of our emotions and meeting ourselves with compassion and kindness in every flow of the emotions. And recognizing that if we're weeping tears, that it's a release, it's a letting go, and they're sacred. And take that moment of sacred. As we finish one aspect and we celebrate, it's so hard to say goodbye. It's so hard to finish what we do know and to move into what we don't know. And there's going to be sadness around that at times. And just recognizing that our emotions are a beautiful expression of our heart. So when they're aligned, it allows us to really feel the coherence of who we're becoming and who we've been. And that coherence of recognizing our emotions are telling us things. So be curious, compassionately, kindly for yourself and for others. Share this with others. Say, tell me more. Tell me more. Okay. I'm wondering what animal spirit, also Asha Frost, elder animal spirit, elder eagle, soar with insight. The eagle card for me is always that 30,000-foot view. And I see that because this is so karmic. This means that this becoming what you're creating, what's going on, isn't just going to be for February. This is your karmic path. This is your life. This is who you are meant to be at a soul level. And that is deep. That is really deep. And in that, that's where this morning heard the quote from Viola Davis, and it just talked about what if the definition of hell is on the day that we cross over, the person that we became meets the person that we could have become, who we could have become. And so that's where here, it is this deep call to surrender our fears and follow our soul, follow our heart, and alignment into who we came to this earth to be, which is at times a bit daunting, and yet such a beautiful, beautiful part of February. And Rebecca Campbell's Ancient Stones, be the mountain, slow, steady, foundations, patience. And I see this as like Knight of Pentacles. So you're seeing the 30,000-foot view. This is a huge karmic shift. Go slow. Go slow. Be kind with yourself when you start new things. Play with it. Try to figure it out. Have fun. It is slow. You have a lifetime. And so give yourself grace. Give yourself kindness. And especially for those around you. I am going to close with beautiful wild Kuan Yin, because she always just guides me so beautifully anytime. And here we have it. Uniquely you. the more you are willing to become authentic rather than conventional, the more we will need to eschew conditioning in favor of aliveness. Be willing to run the risk of being authentic so that you can live from your heart and experience real joy. This is actually very deep. So it's our conditioning. I think of conditioning, my patterns from a child, those core wounds from a child, the thinking about abundance, thinking about how I make money, thinking about how I interact with everybody. And is it still serving me? And if it isn't, really coming out of that paradigm and saying, what is a different way to live? This is coming out of the paradigm. I come from a religious background and getting me to explore in a different way my connection with the divine, my connection with spirit, my connection with God. And a big part of that is reconsidering some of the conventions that the church had, and really to be curious about, were they really about my soul journey or were they about the institution itself? If you read Mary Magdalene Revealed, there's just some really interesting things. That's what I'm saying. I'm exploring different things and different paths. What are the conventions? There's a convention that we have just even from schools and work that we have to earn it. And really the truth is, we don't have to earn abundance. We don't have to earn what we desire. It is there for us. Can we create the self-love and energetics around us to accept it easily? These are just the tip of the iceberg for some of the energetics and conventions that we work within. And so start to be curious about them. What does that look like? So this February is going to be an amazing month. You can see that. It's going to be karmic and initiation for you. I'm so excited to hear. Please drop in to my michellewright.co Instagram account. Let me know. Send me a DM. Send me a message. I'd love to know how you're shifting and how you're changing and what that looks like. Until next time, keep leading with your soul. That wraps up another episode of the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm so grateful you chose to spend this time with me. As you navigate your own life transitions, remember to be gentle with yourself and embrace the journey. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Join me next week for more insights and inspiration. Until next time, keep leading with your soul.